This video is brought to you by Aura, smart, simple, online safety. This amp, the Silvertone 1483, a 23-watt bass head, is currently the most interesting guitar amp that I own. But it's equally as bad as it is good, and that's why I would love to see it reissued or cloned. And for all of you who builds amps, I think you should jump on this one. Build a clone or even make it better, I think you will sell a lot of them. And if you do, please send one my way, I would love to test it. For anyone who's interested in taking on that project, I made a list of things that maybe can be improved. But before that, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think it sounds like? Because I'm not completely sure myself. Apparently, it is based on a 6G6 model Fender Bassman from the brown face era. And that makes a lot of sense to me, as I've always found that era of Fender amps to be my favorites. The 6G6 Fender Bassman is 50 watts, so you will much easier move into drive territory with the Silvertone, as it's only 23 watts. And that is definitely one of the strengths about this amp, but also one of the weaknesses. I initially got mine because I was looking for a Silvertone 1484, the one that Jack White used and the one that JHS based their twin 12 pedal on. I thought the 1483 was just a simplified version of the 1484, but apparently it's not. There's no reverb and tremolo on the 83, and people describe it to be more raunchy and less polite than the 1484. And I'm not taking different speakers into consideration here, because you can use whatever speakers you want with either of them, of course. And I haven't compared it to a 1484 myself, and I can't really figure out what the technical differences are, other than the no trem, no reverb and less power, but I can say that it sounds absolutely fantastic, especially driven. 23 watts is good for dirty tones, but not enough for high headroom clean tones. And I think this would be hard to fix in an improved version, as I personally don't want it to have more power. So I would just say that this is an amp that works well enough for clean tones, but not if you need a lot of headroom. It's first and foremost for overdriven tones, and with a reissue with more power added, we would get too close to the 1484 or a traditional Bassman, I think. Have you ever tried to Google your own name or email address? I did that the other day, and man, there's so much information on the internet connected to my name and email address. And I know it's not just me, it's probably like that for you as well. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. So your full name, email, home address, health records, your relatives, it is all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submit opt-out requests for me. Using Aura, I discovered a lot of data brokers that were selling my information, and it automatically took care of them all. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam that I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. Aura also does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats that we can't see. And it's really easy to use and set up, so I don't have to download several different apps to get things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more. I get everything at one affordable price, and you may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe so I can focus on other tasks with peace of mind, like learning how to sweep on my guitar, for example. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to aura.com/livingroomgd and start your 2-week free trial. Also linked down below in the description. The low wattage is also problematic when it comes to bass, which was the intended use of the 1483. It works well enough in the studio, but I would say that it is useless live. And it's also clearly voiced for bass. In all the guitar sound clips in this video, the bass knob is set to 0 and treble to full. And it's still missing just a tiny bit of top end, depending on what guitar you use. So a more guitar-friendly EQ section would be very welcomed with a reissue. I did see, for example, on a vintage amp group on Facebook that someone modded like the second channel with a bright cap, so that might be a solution. I think it's cool to have the 2 channels. I always jump them, and it's almost like it adds another dimension to the sound, so I would say keep that. And probably the most important thing to fix is how it is built. This is not made for touring. It's not even made to last more than 3 weeks in your bedroom. I've had mine serviced at least 2 times, I think, and the tech did some mods to it the last time, and that really seemed to work, I hope. But yeah, they were really cheap when they came out in '63, and you can tell they are not like Fenders. They will break, and I bet they are even dangerous. If you bring one on stage and you have a little rain hit the stage, all of a sudden you have unwanted stage pyro with you in the center of it with this amp. So make a reissue safe and make it sturdy. So I think this gem can be improved upon, but I also think a reissue is needed because they are not easy to find. The 1484 is much easier to find because they were made for guitar players. This one was made for bass players, so they made fewer of them. Seems like bass was also uncool back then. So if you are an amp builder, please make a reissue, clone, whatever of this. If you are a guitar player who's into cool guitar sounds, try to get one if you can. They are hard to find, as I said. Peter Buck from REM is known for using one, Vampire Weekend, and apparently Beck has used one. I've only seen him with 1484s, but maybe he has used one of the 83s as well. Thanks again to Aura for sponsoring this video. Check out the link down below for a free trial. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.